just to give us a sort of a size and scale of the organisation currently, are you able to give us some idea of impact that you've made, some of the sort of membership?
Sure. Yeah, so as at today, we have 22,000 apprentices who have registered to be members of the association.
Oh.
And that grows month on month. It's growing. We had our biggest month in September. I know it's 30th of September today, so it's still going. But at this time, we had over 2,000 people register just this month, and that's our highest ever month. You are more likely, if you're an apprentice member, you're more likely to be a level 3 apprentice, although we have apprentice members at level 2, 4, 5, 6 and 7, but predominantly level 3. You're more likely to be female, you're more likely to work in the health and social care sector. You are more likely actually to be from a more deprived area in the UK. In fact, 51% of our members are from the more deprived areas in the UK. 24% of our members, so nearly a quarter, are from smaller organisations, so from SMEs, those that we're trying to reach. That's typically the membership, but of course we span all sectors. Retail is another big sector for us, engineering and construction, finance and accountancy, so a big range of sectors. And that's really the beauty of the association, is that actually you can speak to someone who may be doing the same apprenticeship as you, but working in a different sector, in a different organisation, different size of organisation. And actually the more apprentices you have doing that, the broader the type of opinion or experience that you're going to be exposed to, the better experience you're going to have.
What are the issues in terms of not being able to complete? So we know completion is very important, the stats are there, but what are the hurdles, what are the barriers, what are the issues?
So there's no one reason, right? It's always a combination of reasons as to why someone leaves an apprenticeship, and they're wide and varied in themselves. But one of the biggest ones, and this is from research I've done elsewhere and other reports I read, but also hear it all the time, is simply lack of support. Lack of time. So apprentices describe the apprenticeship as both study and job, and feeling guilty when they're doing their job that they're not doing their apprenticeship, and feeling guilty when they're doing their apprenticeship they're not doing their job. And actually that's not the case. That's not how it should be. And if you're the only apprentice in your team or the only apprentice in your organisation, that sort of lack of support feels exacerbated somewhat because you haven't got anyone to sort of share it with. So they talk a lot about sort of mentoring, so having somebody else in the organisation that they wish they could speak to that's not their line manager, not their training provider, a buddy, if you like, as well. And just that sort of that balancing act between home life, study, job, etc. That for a lot of people, particularly if you think apprenticeships are longer in duration than they ever have been, life happens, right? Life gets in the way, and actually you can't always balance that successfully. So that leads to a lot of withdrawals. And then of course there's all the things that you would imagine, my line manager's not very supportive, or my training's not very good. We see a lot mental health reasons creeping up into that as well, particularly sort of post-COVID. So it's a combination. There's not one reason. And I think the thing that has taught me is every single apprentice is individual. It can't be that you just apply a blanket approach to everybody. You've really got to understand this is a job. It's not classroom-based training. The way you would perhaps manage or mentor any member of your team is the approach that you should take to your apprentice as well.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.